Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Fox Sports.
Matt Moore has rounded into form over his past 2 starts, allowing just 2 earned runs and striking out 16 hitters. Tonight, Matt takes the hill as the Rays open their final homestand of the year versus D. Gordon and the Miami Marlins. Tonight, the Rays return home to open their final homestand of the season back at Tropicana Field, and the first team in will be the Miami Marlins. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to an evening of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson. Good to see you, buddy.
Good to be back.
Dwayne Stats here, and it's great to have you with us as well. Well, these 2 teams started the year with high hopes. Hasn't worked out that way. But for a couple of their infielders around second base, D. Gordon for the Marlins, Logan Forsythe for the Rays, it has been an outstanding season.
Yeah, and if the Rays want to come out of this series with a series win, they are going to have to slow down the facilitator of this Miami Marlins offense, and that is D. Gordon. They don't hit a lot of home runs, especially with Giancarlo Stanton out of the lineup. But what they do is they get this guy, D. Gordon, a very aggressive hitter with that .332 average, and you can see by the number of stolen bases, he's very aggressive on the base paths. So they get him involved. He starts making things happen, disrupt the force on the base paths, and starts to score runs. He leads his team in runs scored by a wide margin, so they need to control him. Logan Forsythe, on the other hand, we have highlighted him all season long. Consistency has been his hallmark here in 2015. Tremendous hand-eye coordination, and that has led him to 17 home runs, 68 runs batted in, both career high by a wide margin. He's played in the most games he's ever played at the big league level, and the most at-bats at the big league level. Also a .358 on-base percentage for Logan.
2 teams necessarily looking toward next year, and individually, Matt Moore is doing the same thing. 2 big positive steps the last 2 starts for Matt Moore. Tom Callis examines that road when we return.
For his 11th start of the season, he'll take on the Miami Marlins tonight. Haven't faced the Marlins since 2012. Had two very good back-to-back outings against them back in that season. For Matt Moore, you go back 3 starts ago against the Boston Red Sox. Allowed 4 home runs, 5 innings of work, 8 runs, 6 earned. Felt like the ball was coming out of his hand well, but he didn't get the results. As you look at our Toyota trend, those results have come the last 2 starts. Very good against the Baltimore Orioles at home, and then on the road against the Boston Red Sox with that 1.32 ERA and 16 strikeouts in those 2 starts to just 2 walks. We asked Matt about marrying up the process with the results in his last 2.
The results are always nice. You know, a lot of players talk about the process and things like that. I was happy with certain things that I was doing, but the results were just so poor that it was kind of hard to, be okay with the process or the things that we were working on. But now to see things coming together, breaking balls getting sharper, better feel for a changeup, the velocity on the fastball is getting a little more consistent. Those things all, feel good and they're positive.
So Matt Moore will be out there on the hill tonight against Adam Conley for the Miami Marlins. Moore has faced only 2 of these Miami Marlins hitters previous to this year, so we'll see how he fares tonight against Ichiro Suzuki and the Marlins coming up in 3.5 minutes.
To the mound goes Matt Moore tonight for the Rays to open this 3-game series. And the final homestand of the year. The Marlins in for 3 and then the Blue Jays for 3. We'll take a look at the Miami starting lineup presented by your Southern Ford dealers. D. Gordon has had a great year. He'll lead off at second. Christian Yelich at second, followed by Martin Prado. Justin Moore is the cleanup man. In center field hitting 5th, Marcell Ozuna. Derek Dietrich is the DH. JT Realmuto is the catcher. Ichiro Suzuki will hit 8th and right. Donovan Solano will play shortstop, and he will bat 9th.
Well, one word sums up Matt Moore's last 2 starts, and that would be outstanding within the division against the Baltimore Orioles and the Boston Red Sox. A total of 13 2/3 innings and a total of just 2 earned runs given up by Matt. Big reason why, just 2 walks to go along with 16 strikeouts. He has been fantastic. Let's take a look at the defense and see how it's going to line up behind Matt here tonight. Brought to you by BMW. In the outfield, left to right, we have Mikey Motto, Kevin Kiermaier, and Steven Souza Jr. And across that infield, third to first, Evan Longoria, as Drupal Cabrera, Logan Forsythe, and James Loney with Luke Maile behind the plate.
So for Matt Moore, looking for win number 3, 2-4, making his 11th start, and feeling much more confident about what he's been able to accomplish out there on the hill recently. Well, the Rays and the Marlins met in interleague play back in April in Miami. The Rays won 2 of the 3 games played then. And so here we go at the end of September. Same 2 teams facing off in the first pitch of this game, presented by Pinch a Penny, and it's a fastball for a ball, a bit close and perhaps down. Gordon hitting .332, running second in the National League. He has had a special year for the Marlins.
Well, you see not a big difference between average and on base. Very aggressive hitter, tough to walk, only 24 on the season.
He takes a strike, 2-1.
And so I guess if you're not going to walk, you better have a batting average of over .330 as a leadoff hitter.
He's chasing Bryce Harper in the National League. Two the count on Gordon. Well, he's put together 196 hits so far this year. And there's one headed into right center field. That ball will not be cut off, but picked up by Souza Jr. Kiermaier tried to get his glove on that one, and Souza Jr., the recipient of that little flip, as it turns out. It's a double for Gordon.
Yeah, a nice assist by the Rays outfielders, because if not, Gordon's going to be on third base. He reaches out this ball on the outer half, gets it into the gap. You see Kiermaier trying to cut it off the glove, and Steven Souza Jr. right there to clean it up and keep Gordon at second base.
His 23rd double. Here's Christian Yelich. Ball 1 away. Yelich is batting .291. There's a strike. The Marlins have had a difficult time overall, but recently they've been playing much better baseball. They come in 69 and 87. And Yelich has certainly done his part.
Well, what you're talking about, since the end of August, this team is 17 and 8, averaging almost 4.5 runs a game, a big jump over their season numbers. And yeah, Christian Yelich, first of all, you pair him with D. Gordon. These are the 2 guys in this lineup that will run. Good speed.
Takes the count to 2-2. And since Giancarlo Stanton went out on the 26th of June, Yelich has hit .344. You see the issue here. Dan Jennings, their skipper, looking on. And what the offense has been able to do, or in this case not do, until recently.
And you saw their on-base percentage so low. And you combine that with the fact that there's not a lot of power in this lineup. You take Stanton out of the lineup, you've got Justin Bour with 23 home runs, and then it drops to 10. And so not a lot of power at all. So they've got to create and manufacture runs, and it's not easy when you're not getting on base.
Lifted toward right center field. Souza Jr. makes a diving attempt but cannot come up with it. Gordon heads to the plate. He had to hang on to see if that ball would be caught, but with his speed he scores without a problem. And into second, Yelich, and it's 1-0 Miami.
Well, and the two speed guys back-to-back doubles. Yelich gets this just out of the reach. This ball meant to be away. It comes middle in. He puts a good swing on it. You can see how it just splits the defenders. Great effort here by Souza Jr., but he's a little bit short. And D. Gordon, look at it. He's all the way back there to tag. And that ball hits the turf, and he's still going to scamper around easily.
So 2 hitters, 2 doubles, and a run across the plate. Here's Martin Prado. Pitch in for a strike. Ground ball back to the hill. Throw, and it's a bad throw back to second. Here's the pickup by Kiermaier. Might have a play at third. That's wide. Now to second, and they get it out at second base. How about that for throwing the ball all over the place and finally getting the first out?
I wonder what Martin Prado was thinking heading to second base, but yeah, everything went awry right off the bat. And here it comes right back to Matt Moore, and now he's got Yelich. Rushes the throw. Didn't really step into it. You could see he knew it. And then this throw a little bit wide. Evan Longoria with a perfect feed, and the tag right there on Prado, getting him going into second.
So a fielder's choice for Prado to begin with. An error charge to Moore, allowing Yelich to move up. And then the play at second base ends 8-5-6. And 1 away. 1-0 the count to Justin Moore. One and one. Moore with 23 home runs. He has seized an opportunity and made the most of it. It's popped up. Cabrera is making the call, and he has it for the second out.
I'll tell you what, if Matt Moore and the Rays are able to wiggle out of this inning, having given up just a run, count that as a win. It went double, back to the pitcher, throw it into center field.
Center fielder, number 13.
And then all of a sudden now you're one guy away from getting out of this.
A shaky start to be sure. And Matt having some of the issues that he had in that start against the Red Sox in the first inning. And when he struggles, it's not necessarily because he's wild out of the zone. He can be wild in the zone as well.
That's where it comes down to command. It's not about throwing strikes with Matt Moore, not all the time. It's about command. Where do you want the pitch to go? You want it away, then it should end up away. You know, and so there are times where he's missing by the full width of the plate, and that's not going to work out too well more times than not.
Ozuna lifts a fly ball to left. Mikey Montook is there. So the damage limited to only 1 run with the Rays coming in to hit. Bottom of the first inning, the Rays managed to limit the damage in the top half of the frame. Lineup presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Brandon Guyer leads it off, followed by Mikey Montook and Evan Longoria. Logan Forsythe has Drupal Cabrera and Steven Souza Jr. down the middle. James Loney 7th. Kevin Kiermaier hits 8th. And then Luke Maile, the catcher, out of the 9th spot. First pitch is a strike to Guyer. Fastball. It's 1-1.
The Rays getting their first look here at the young left-hander for the Miami Marlins, Adam Conley. 4-1, 3.93 earned run average. I'll tell you, he's on a similar run to what Matt Moore has done. His last 2 starts, 13 total innings, just 1 earned run given up to go along with 14 strikeouts.
Line drive, base hit into left. Fastball. Guyer aggressively heads to second, and he's in there with a double. Brandon Guyer never broke stride. Aggressively runs that into 2 bases.
That is scouting. That is scouting. You've got Christian Yelich out there in left field. This ball allows Brandon Guyer to get full extension. He ropes it, and right there makes the decision. Yelich went deep to get to that ball, so that's going to force a long throw, and it just doesn't get there in time. Look how deep Yelich is. And so then here's the throw. And Brandon Guyer, like you said, Dwayne, he had double on his mind right out of the box.
His 21st double of the year, and it gives Mikey Montook a chance here to do some damage early. Strike 1 to Montook. Well, the Buick big matchup in September. Mikey Montook hitting .377 with a .660 slug percentage.
Well, coming into September with the Rays, he was 7 of 37. In September, 20 out of 53. A lot of that damage against lefties, but he's also hit righties very well in some limited at-bats.
Fouls it back right there. Takes the count to 1-2.
And he would probably love to see that pitch one more time.
Yes, he would. Well, Montook getting hot at the right time and earning himself additional playing time. Saw a lot of it against left-handed pitching, but he's also done a fair share of hitting against right-handed pitching. Out this time, the fastball from Conley.
Well, let's take a look at that Miami Marlins defense for you. Brought to you by BMW in the outfield left to right. Christian Yelich, Marcell Ozuna, and Ichiro Suzuki across the infield third to first. Martin Prado, Donovan Solano, D. Gordon, and Justin Bour with JT Realmuto behind the plate.
Now Evan Longoria. And a break to second by Gordon, trying to shorten up Guyer. Ball away. Conley out of Washington State. He spent a lot of time in college as a closer. And taking advantage of this opportunity, making his 10th start for the Marlins. 1-1.
He had a couple of different stints with the Marlins this year. He got moved back into the rotation for good on August the 12th, and in his 8 starts since then, the Marlins are 7-1.
A popper foul, and will carry out a play. 1-2. In fact, the Marlins have won each of Conley's last 5 starts.
We talked about that record since the end of August, 17-8. You know, you can already see here Conley not an overpowering stuff guy. That fastball 90, 91, 92, but he does have some deception in his delivery, lanky. You see the leg kick and the arm swing. There's a lot to process.
Longoria gets that back foot out of the way. 2-2 now. And Longoria out on strikes. Pretty good bite on that one.
And it'll be interesting to see the Rays and the adjustments that they make the second time through the lineup. You see that right there, and I don't know if I've ever seen one before. A spiked slider. That's what that pitch was right there by Conley. That one finger spiked up, and then just a little slider. He throws it hard, 86, 87. And he got the swing and a miss there from Evan Longoria.
And that's the pitch that he has been attempting to develop since signing. He didn't throw that a lot in college because of the closing experience he had. Fastball and changeup there, and has added that slider. And here's that grip you're talking about. How about that?
Have you ever seen a slider, a grip like that? Not at all. The curveball, yes. Not a slider. That's a first.
Well, maybe that'll give him greater depth to the slider.
I think the one thing that it does is it allows him to throw it harder. I mean, that 86, 87, the fastball 90, 91. And you get one of those fingers off that baseball, able to rip it down and in.
2-1 to Forsythe.
But so much of pitchers' grips, it's just comfort level. I mean, how many different changeup grips have we seen? It's just, what are you comfortable with? What can you command? But I've never seen a slide thrown like that by anybody.
It's a strike there on a fastball, and it's 2-2. Rays with the leadoff double by Geyer. He's still at second with 2 outs after the strikeouts of Montook and Longoria. And this one hits Forsythe. Logan hit by that pitch. Kevin Cash and Ron Porterfield out to take a look at the Rays' second baseman.
Another slider. It almost was like Logan did not recognize how much that pitch was breaking. Did not try to get that foot out of the way, and it hit him right on top of that back foot, unprotected. And you can tell, just the way he went down, that did not feel good.
So that'll put runners at first and second with 2 outs for the Rays. Ron Porterfield checking over that foot.
Yeah, good luck getting Logan out of the game.
Yeah. There's a little smile there after all of that. And it's going to give Asdrubal Cabrera a chance here in the first to try to get the Rays on the board. It's a ball. Conley a year ago in their minor league system had some issues. He had some elbow issues, tendonitis. He pitched just 65 innings total last year, 60 of those with their AAA club in New Orleans. 5 innings over Jupiter.
Well, tall, lanky, creates a tremendous amount of arm whip and torque. I'm not surprised that the elbow would flare up.
The Rays getting their first look at him here. 5 hitters into the lineup now. Fly ball lifted toward the left. Yelich is there, and the Rays will lead 2. They do not score. On to the second, 1-0 Miami. Popular way to follow the action of Rays baseball is with MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. Enjoy live look-ins, highlights, replay reviews, scores, StatCast, and more at the MLB.com at bat app now. Derek Dietrich, the DH. Lefty on lefty, and the pitch is inside. Down to first. Moore over to cover, and he beats Dietrich to the bag, taking the toss from Loney.
And Dietrich was scooting up the first base line, and Matt Moore just did beat him over there at first base. Anything to the right side, you got to go, and that's a great job by Matt Moore. In time.
Well, that's why you do that all the time, way back in spring training.
I mean, yeah, every single day. I think they use that drill in spring training more as a conditioning drill than anything else, but you certainly learn where first base is from the pitcher's mound, that's for sure. Although by the looks, some of the things that we highlight,
you're never quite sure.
You are. You don't see guys busting it over there like Matt Moore did all the time.
Real Muto here. Takes a strike. 1-1. Two balls and a strike. Marlins like what they see from this young catcher. They come in 69 and 87, and he's done the bulk of the catching. They are 2 games under 500 with him in the lineup. And with the way the season has worked out for them, that's a step in the right direction.
And trying to identify pieces, what's the team going to look like next year? Guys are playing for their jobs. They're playing for more increase in playing time. And he's a guy that has absolutely taken advantage for Miami.
One out, bases empty, 2-2 pitch. Number back to the hill. And Moore's tossed to first, 2 gone.
And that's what happens when you set your feet and make a throw. You remember in the first inning, Matt Moore rushed the throw to second, really didn't step into the throw, was wide with it into center field. And that's another thing that we talk an awful lot about. Not only guys not busting it over towards first base on balls to the right side, but even some of the pitchers throwing to the bases, and how much of a struggle that has been for a lot of the Rays guys this year.
Here is Ichiro Suzuki playing right field for the Marlins tonight. 41-year-old outfielder. He'll be 42 about 2 or 3 weeks after the regular season ends. 1-0 the count. It's in there, 1-1. Ball, 2 strikes. 4,212 hits in Suzuki's career between Japan and here in the major leagues right here. Ground ball, shortstop, picked up by Cabrera. So we go 1-2-3 on 3 ground balls in the second. Through an inning and a half, it's 1-0 Miami, and Steven Souza Jr. will lead off the second for the Rays. second inning. Starts the night with 16 home runs. Fouls a fastball back, strike one. Moving at 2, and that slider puts Conley up in the count. 2 strikes. And Souza's out on strikes.
You know what? That slider down and in right now is not being recognized by Rays hitters. You think about the swing and a miss from Evan Longoria. Logan Forsythe saw that pitch and didn't even move his back foot, not recognizing how much it was moving. And then the pitch previous to this was an awkward swing and a miss by Souza Jr. Then he immediately goes away from him, climbs the ladder a little bit. So that slider right now, giving the Rays lineup some trouble.
It's a hard slider with good depth. Loney chops it to the right side. Gloved by Gordon at his toss. 2 up and 2 down. 2 quick outs. A 3-pitch strikeout and a ground out on the first pitch to Loney.
Anytime you see a pitch like that that's been that effective, a guy that they've never seen before, you're always curious to see second time through the lineup. Is there an adjustment made? Are they able to pick it up as this start moves into the middle innings? Because that's going to be key. Yeah, because that'll be one thing that Real Muto and Conley will recognize, and they'll stay with that pitch.
Strike to Kiermaier. Ground ball. Gloved by Gordon. And a very quick inning here in the bottom of the second. 3 up, 3 down, 1-0. By Toyota. Let's go places. By Outback Steakhouse Curbside Takeaway. Making your steak come to you has never been easier. And by Morgan Auto Group. Make it Morgan. We make it happen. Beckham now in this game. He replaces Logan Forsythe, who leaves after being hit by a pitch in his right foot. So Beckham is out there at second base. And Donovan Solano, the shortstop, leads off, fouling the first pitch away. That's a strike.
Well, the one thing we know with Logan Forsythe is he must really be feeling that, because it's not going to be easy to get Logan out of the game. The type of player, the type of guy that he is, but you see that slider right off that back foot on the instep.
It was a breaking ball, curveball taken for a strike. 0-2. Ron Porterfield updating Kevin Cash and Tom Foley.
I hope it's good news. Contusion.
Yeah.
Can live with that.
Get him out here and get some treatment. See if he'll be ready to go the rest of this homestand. If he can play at all, he will be. It's a ball and 2 strike count. This one up the right field line. That's a foul ball. Souza hustling over there, could not get to it. And stops his progress against the low wall down there. Swing and a miss. Solano's out of there. First strikeout of the game for Matt Moore.
Save the best for last. And this is a tremendous breaking ball by Matt Moore. Well located with a good amount of depth to go along with it. Out number 1.
Gordon ground ball, backhanded it short. Cabrera still got it. Nice play by the veteran shortstop as Drupal Cabrera to deny D. Gordon his second hit of the night.
And when you're moving into the hole, as Drupal Cabrera knows, you got to get rid of it in a hurry. And right there, he doesn't waste any time and floats that ball over to James Loney in time to get the speedy Gordon.
Well, Cabrera has played such a great shortstop all year, starting in spring training. Came to spring training with the idea that he was going to reestablish his reputation as a shortstop, and he has done that and then some. 1 strike to Yelich.
You really couldn't have asked for better shortstop play all season, and that was a question mark coming into camp.
Yeah.
And what did he answer?
It's been a couple years since the Rays have seen that kind of play at shortstop here. He's been very good.
Very. Such a great feel for the position.
Yelich is out on strikes. 1, 2, 3. A little cut on that one. Bottom of the third coming. 1-0 Miami.
Heading into the bottom of the third, here with Steve Tello, the GM of Fox Sports Sun and Fox Sports Florida. We have a unique situation tonight at the ballpark because the Miami Marlins and the Tampa Bay Rays are playing against each other, which are both of the teams that we broadcast.
We do.
So why is tonight so important for all of the people behind us?
Well, first of all, we've muscled through about 300 games so far, a little bit over. And 65 people that are here are the people who put these games on and all of the folks in the truck. And we wanted to thank everybody and be here tonight. And they let me throw out the first pitch. And as you saw, I didn't throw it in the dirt. So I'm very happy about this evening.
We're not going to critique the first pitch just yet. But who are we rooting for tonight?
We love all our children.
Good answer. Okay, so back to that first pitch. What did you throw here, Steve?
That was a knucklehead ball.
A knucklehead ball, because I'm going to be honest with you. We did warm up a couple throws before, so I was thinking of more fastball down the middle, but you threw, I don't know what that was.
Well, you know what? I got my foot on the rubber and I didn't hit the dirt, and that was a big evening for me.
That's all that matters, right? What can you say about all of these employees that day in and day night make these broadcasts happen?
You know, there's 65 people who help get us on the air, and there's 700 freelancers. And there are all these people in the truck who night after night on the road grind away, and I just appreciate the effort. Fox Sports and Sun Sports do 700 live events a year. No small task, but we like making TV.
And we can't forget about all of the guys out there in the truck as well. They make us all, attempt to make us all look so great. I'm going to give you guys a nice view here of all of the Fox Sports employees. Thank you so much for all of your hard work. We'll send it back up to you guys in the booth.
I saved them from the ball.
It's quite a crew down there. Down the right field corner. Mikey Montook up here. The Rays 2 up, 2 down in the third against Conley. It's now 2-1 here. The count on Mikey Montook. Cut and a miss. 2-2. Fastball up that time, and that one in the neighborhood of 92, 93. Outside a third, foul.
Listen, Adam Conley, JT Realmuto recognizing right now the fastball slider combo is working very, very well. We've seen, have we seen any changeups?
I don't think we have.
None that.
And that's a pitch he throws
absolutely
quite a bit.
But that's that recognition that the slider has given the Rays trouble, and he's paired it well with the fastball. There may have been your first changeup.
Yeah, and he left it up.
And that was because somebody made contact with the slider. Montook was able to foul it off.
High fly ball back into left. That's got some carry. And will get out of here. Home run for Mikey Montook. 3-2 pitch, and Montook hits his 7th home run to tie this game.
You know, we talked about Mikey Montook in the pregame show, and one of the things that we brought up was the fact that he has shown himself to be able to make good adjustments within the course of an at-bat, and he does that right here. That fastball in that beat him was up, the slider down, and then he fouled off. And then look at him be able to drop the bat head, get the barrel to that baseball, and lift that pitch out of here. That was a great job of two-strike hitting there by Montook.
102 off the bat. And this game is tied. Longoria reaching and hits a high popper short left. Yelich making the catch to retire the Rays, but they get a run on one swing of the bat from Mikey Montook. This game tied 1-1. A 1-1 ball game now. Martin Prado's going to lead it off here in the 4th inning. Prado, Bohr, and Ozuna due up. This pitch is a strike. Rays start this game a game behind both Baltimore and Boston. They're tied for 3rd. The Rays running 5th in the AL East. The Red Sox scored 6 in the top of the 1st at New York. Blake Swihart hit a 3-run home run. The Yankees came back with 4 in the bottom of the 1st to make it 6-4. And 2 balls and a strike. So that game now moving into the bottom of the 2nd with Boston leading the Yankees 6-4. And Toronto and Baltimore rained out. It's a strike to Prado, 2-2.
Could there be anything worse the last week of the season than to handle a rainout? Especially because think about this. The guy that you start on Tuesday night, that's your Sunday starter. With that game being rained out, well, now what?
Yep.
You know, that's the one nice thing is anybody starting here tonight will have the option on starting on Sunday. That game on Sunday may mean something to the Blue Jays. You know, they're looking to get the best record in the American League and have home field throughout. That's no longer going to be an option.
We'll get a chance to see the Blue Jays here in the final series of the regular season here at Tropicana Field. Down to 3rd. Nicely done there by Longoria all the way around. Nice pickup, turn, and the 1-hop throw.
I mean, you know how good you have to be with your hand-eye coordination to flag this ball down? It's almost behind him in the hole. I mean, look at him just eyeballing it. Okay, now you've got to flag it down, turn, and throw without really even looking. I mean, you just know where first base is. And so you just spin and get that ball on its way. Let a 1-hop right into James Loney. That's an outstanding play by Longoria.
Well, the first baseman, Justin Bohr. The pitch is a strike. Well, Matt Moore got out of the 1st after a tough start to this game, giving up just 1 run, then retired the side in order in the 2nd, again in the 3rd. Leadoff man retired in the 4th inning. The count is 1-1. Two balls and a strike. In the hole, and Beckham right there. So out of the shift. Moore is retired, 4-3. 2 gone. Todd Callis with us tonight. Todd, how are you?
I'm great, Dwayne. How are you doing?
Of course you are.
Hey, Matt Moore, if he went every 5 days, would be scheduled to go on Sunday, final game of the regular season. But there's still some doubt right now as to what the Rays' plans are over the weekend. If Matt has a 3rd consecutive solid start, there's a thought that, hey, let's let him go into the offseason on a high note. Plus, even if Toronto has clinched the AL East by then, which you imagine they might have, they could still be battling Kansas City for the #1 seed in the playoffs. And with right-hand hitters like Donaldson, Encarnacion, Batista in that lineup, it might not be a nice send-off for a lefty in his final start. So we'll see how it plays out. No guarantees Matt gets another start this year. Back to you.
Yeah, all of that good thoughts. Here's a base hit by Ozuna. An off-speed pitch, and he picks up his first hit. And the third hit allowed by Matt Moore tonight. So a 2-out single puts a runner aboard.
Yeah, and I think I'm of the mindset if he has another good outing here tonight, he's done.
Yep.
I mean, you go back over his last 2 starts. That's the best 2-start stretch for Matt Moore. You've got to go back to July of 2013 to find back-to-back games that he's thrown the ball as well as he has his last 2. So he has another good one. That's it. You know, he's only had, this is his 13th start since 2013. So you give him those good feelings and let him get ready for next year.
Yeah, and he's had a nice move in the right direction as we look at his line from both Boston and Baltimore the last 2 starts. And you start to see things. You start to see, for example, the swing and miss ratio start to be better.
Yep.
Closer to what it was in 13 when he was 17-4. Balls put into play. That's down now. So you're starting to see things begin to trend in the right direction for him. 2 strikes to Derek Dietrich. The other thing that I think we've started to see, we've touched on earlier, is command in the zone.
Well, he's cut down on walks, and the strikes have been more of the quality variety, not just standard run-of-the-mill strikes out over the heart of the plate.
And a block there, and a no-go. Dietrich held up. Phil Cuzzy down there at third.
Let's take a look. Ball in the dirt. Yeah, he held up for sure. Not really even close.
A 2-2 count. 2 outs and a man at first. Rays have the shift on for Dietrich. He breaks his bat, hits a little popper into short center. That's a base hit. Ozuna stops at second, and Dietrich is aboard.
Well, the beneficiary of some placement. That ball got in on Dietrich. He hit that right off the label. That took all of the jump out of this ball off the bat, and it just falls into no man's land. You see right there, the contact not great, but the placement was.
Couple of 2-out singles. We'll get JT Realmuto at the plate. This pitch is a strike. Realmuto out of Midwest City, Oklahoma. Just adjacent to Oklahoma City. Pop foul and will be out of play. Takes the count to 0-2. Ozuna second, Dietrich at first. High popper, short center. Kiermaier waits. He's got it. 2 men left. They do not score. Bottom of the 4th coming. Still tied at 1.
a look at Mikey Montook in his first 2 at-bats. Adam Conley in the first inning, able to close him out with a fastball up and in. And this is where he wanted the next one. That ball, not easy for Montook to get to. This one a little bit easier because it's down and in. He got it in, but it's down, and Montook able to drop the barrel right onto it and get that ball out of here to tie the game. You know, Dwayne, and I know that you and I had talked about this, when you're trying to make that pitch up and in, you've got to be able to identify what's more important, the up part or the in part. You want both of them, but you've got to be able to identify the most important part. The most important part was that ball elevated. That one was not elevated. He got it in, but it was down and in, and Montook dropped the head, and that's just a mistake by Conley.
Montook right there to hit it out. He missed that slider in that same area. That pitch did not break, and he hit it out.
Well, he was the first one really that fouled that pitch off, and he hit it foul up the third base line. And you're right, you come back into that same area with no movement on this one, and that's why I'm sure that what Conley wanted was the first inning pitch. Fastball in, but above the hands.
Gave him the same look, even though it was a fastball as opposed to a slider, but with no break. Montook had been down there before and liked that area. 2-1 the count to Tim Beckham. His first plate appearance since taking over for Forsythe. Gordon at second base makes this play. 1 away.
Yeah, that's why when we talk about identifying what's more important, you know, you say to yourself, I want to beat him with a fastball up and in. Most important part of that equation is up. You'd rather be up in the middle of the plate than down and in. Yeah, you know, you'd want to be up in it. I mean, that's the goal. But more than anything, you know, you have to elevate that pitch, and by not doing it, it cost him a run, and it's tied up now.
Now as Drupal Cabrera takes that pitch too wide, it's shortened on the bat a little bit. Prado making a move in.
That's part of that mind, the process of thinking through a pitch and a location and what you ultimately want the outcome to be. And you've got to do it relatively quickly.
Cabrera is ahead in the count, 2-0. And that one caught the corner, says Tony Randazzo, calling the balls and strikes. And 3-1, that slider biting down and in and skipping away. Deck, Steven Souza Jr. And ball 4, there's a walk. The first walk of the game. Watch the Rays brand new kids TV show, Rays Rookies, Saturday, October 3rd at 4:30 p.m. For more information, simply go to RaysBaseball.com/RaysRookies and check your listing for more episodes on Sun Sports. Steven Souza Jr. Want to know the count. Souza, one of the 3 strikeouts picked up by Conley. They came in the first 6 hitters of the game. Now it's 1-1. Inside, 2-1.
Well, second time through now. Not the same results with that slider. It hasn't been as sharp And the command for Conley hasn't been the same. More misses. That's going to give the Rays more opportunities.
Three and one. Conley's delivery puts you in the mind a little bit of Dontrelle Willis. He's not quite as exaggerated, but this tall, lanky left-hander. The count is full.
Well, create deception. If you're not going to have a fastball that's 96, 97, then you're going to need some deception to go along with it. And that's what he will give you.
And ball four. Back-to-back walks now. See if the Rays can take advantage of this development.
Now the command has just not been the same here for Conley's second time through. Even right back to that home run pitch, not getting that where he wanted it.
First baseman, James Loney.
Well, here's James Loney. Loney's a guy who loves that first pitch. You've got a pitcher with a couple of walks here back-to-back. Loney looking for his 100th career home run. And he takes that one for a strike.
He was geared to swing at that pitch, and then recognizing breaking ball, he pulled off of it and just took it for a strike. If that was a heater, he would absolutely have let go.
Lifts a popper short left. That ball's going to fall. Bases are going to be loaded. The throw comes back towards second. Cabrera had to hang on to see if it might be caught. They had Prado digging out there. Yelich coming in. And it's a base hit for Loney to load the bases.
Yeah, a little bit of a miss hit here off the end of the bat. Little slice. And in no man's land. Prado just not quite able to get there. It's such a tough and odd angle for the third baseman in that scenario. And the Rays now bases juiced with one out.
Now Kevin Kiermaier, big opportunity for the Rays. Kiermaier takes a big cut, fouling it, strike one. Kevin with 10 home runs, one career grand slam. And a hot shot foul toward the bullpen area. 0-2.
Anxious to get something done, and just a little bit too quick on that swing. And now you would expect in the 0-2 count, you would fully expect Conley here to go to that slider, try to get the strikeout down and away, because that's what he desperately needs here.
And he fouls it away the other way.
You're doing Kiermaier a favor if you're going to stick with that heater, because he will. That's the one thing that we've noticed from Kevin Kiermaier. Not only his overall two-strike approach, but especially against lefties. Just knowing, put the ball in play, give yourself a chance because of your speed.
One ball, two strikes. High fly ball to center. Ozuna backing up to make the catch. The tag by Cabrera. Throw's going to be to third. The Rays were going to run and take a 2-1 lead. Kiermaier comes through with a fly ball to get the run home.
Good job of two-strike hitting. Yeah, he took a good slider down and away and was able to get a pitch that had some elevation out over the heart, get it into the outfield.
You know, we've watched him in the outfield, but I'll tell you, the last couple months, we really seen him mature as a hitter. He's really made important and strong strides from the offensive side of his game the last couple months. Here's Luke Maile. Fouls it back, strike one.
He's gotten the opportunity to play a lot against left-handed pitching. That's been helpful. He's realized putting the ball in play with 2 strikes is very important with his foot speed.
One ball, 1 strike.
Tell you what, a little different here. Second time through the lineup with the slider. Righties are seeing it much better, reacting to it much better.
Bailey misses the off-speed pitch. 1 and 2. Bailey hit the ball a long way his first time up, making something of a bid for his first big league home run. He sent Ozuna to the warning track in center field. Pops it up this time. Moore right on the line, and now Fair makes the catch. Rays will leave a couple, but they score 1 and take the lead 2-1.
Little update from the Rays clubhouse. Earlier in this game, Logan Forsythe hit by a pitch on a breaking ball from Adam Conley, and we get the word from the Rays clubhouse that Logan, VA, you were hoping for a contusion. It's a bruised right foot. So just a bruised right foot for Logan Forsythe, guys.
News. Just a bruised right foot. Good news indeed for Logan Forsythe.
Maybe may get a chance to get back out there and man that second base position because of it.
Tim Beckham took over in the third.
Speaking of shoes, did you see Beckham's shoes right there? You talk about stylish.
Yep. He has some style about him.
That's a loud yellow.
Matching wristbands.
You got to accessorize, Dwayne. You've got to accessorize.
Well, you make a statement. There you are. See, right there. Well coordinated.
Yeah, one on. Yeah, look at that. Perfect.
1-1 to count on Ichiro Suzuki. Chopper to first. Ooh. Bit of a hop there. Loney handles that. 1 gone. Time now for you to tweet your strongest fan photo. Use hashtag #SSDataStrongFan. And you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. Donovan Solano, the shortstop. He's one of a couple strikeouts posted tonight by Matt Moore. Working here in the 5th and picks up a first pitch strike on a curveball. 1. Matt had reduced his pitch per inning rate coming into this game to 17.3. He had been well over 18. And his approach and the kind of pitcher he was before the surgery in 2013, he was 17-4, and he averaged a little over 17 pitches per inning then. He'll get innings where he'll run up a pitch count a little bit. That's the nature of the kind of pitcher he is, but that's been moving in the right direction as well, that pitch per inning.
And I think that's one of those, one of the parts of your game that you identify and say, I want to improve on this. I think he's still fully capable of going even south from there. His delivery, when you look at it, it's not overly complicated. His strike throwing has been better. You think quicker outs. He's not going to run up ridiculous strikeout numbers. He's going to have games where he does that, but he's not going to be a huge strikeout guy. And if he is, he can do it efficiently. That fastball, curveball, occasional changeup, boy, that works well. And every once in a while, you'll see him mix in a cutter like that.
Hey, there you go. Toss down to first. He's used that a couple times to get outs. He struck out Yelich with it in the third, and now the cutter here to get Solano.
And this is the curveball here, breaking it down, threw it hard. But that's the thing, you show him that four-seam fastball, and that's typically what Matt Moore throws. He's not a big sinker guy. Four-seamer, hook, occasional cutter, occasional changeup. It's one of the things he worked on when he got sent down to Durham, was trying to clean up that arsenal a little bit. Let's figure out what works, what's effective, and stick with that, not try to overcomplicate things.
D. Gordon takes the first pitch for a ball. Two and 0. Behind Gordon. Gordon hitting .332 coming into this game. Second best. He's at .333 right now. And there's ball 4. A 2-out walk issued by Matt Moore.
Yeah, and the one guy you don't want to walk because of the stolen base total, and you got to figure here with 2 outs that he will try to push Matt Moore. 56 steals on the season. Has been caught 18 times.
So he's one behind Billy Hamilton in the National League. Hamilton with the Reds has 57. And D. Gordon 56.
Those two are there. They're the top 2 in all of baseball.
First pitch and a strike. Fastball. Moore didn't take much time unloading that pitch.
No, and that's what he will do. He will slide step you. I would imagine that he would pitch out of the slide step just about every delivery here to Yelich, with Gordon over at first.
Back to first there. Yelich doubled in Gordon when they both had 2 base hits in the first. The liner caught by Cabrera. No runs, a walk, and a man left. Bottom of the 5th coming up. 2-1 Rays. It was on this day in 2012. Matt Joyce belted 2 home runs after entering the game as a pinch hitter in the 5th inning, becoming the first player in Rays history to hit 2 home runs in a game he did not start. Bottom of the 5th inning underway with a strike to count on Brandon Guyer. Guyer picked up his 21st double in the 1st inning. 1 to count. He is 1 for 2 so far tonight against Adam Conley, the 25-year-old left-hander. 2-1. Ricky Montook homered in the 3rd inning on deck, and Evan Longoria. And Guyer is out on strikes. In this game tonight and all season, Tires Plus donates $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Tampa Bay Rays home run televised on Sun Sports. Montook has struck out and homered. And looks at a first pitch fastball. That's a strike. And that one had him swinging over that.
3rd time through now, and we've seen a little bit of a shift in strategy by Conley. The slider 1st time through, not as much success 2nd. Now you're seeing more of that changeup.
It's fouled back. Here's that home run again, his 7th of the year.
Yeah, you want to avoid that area. That was too smooth of a swing by Montook, and he scooped that one right out of here. And if you're going to come in, then you need to elevate.
And strike 3 called.
If you're going to stay away, you don't need to elevate. And that was a nice pitch by Conley, right at the kneecaps on the outside corner. Well located fastball to pick up the strikeout looking.
Yeah, that's every pitcher's dream pitch right there.
I mean, right? That gets you excited. If you spent time out on that mound, you can go patella tendon on the corner. It's pretty good.
So the count to Evan Longoria is now a ball and no strikes. This one is wide. 2-0. Fouls that 2-0 fastball back. We have an 0 for 2 tonight. Comes into this series 0 for 12. And there's a base hit. You don't always have to hit it hard, that off-speed pitch. And he got it through the middle into center.
And that little laugh says it all. Evan Longoria, just find a place to put it. Try to keep this inning going after back-to-back strikeouts. Right off the end, a cue shot into center. And Conley's upset with himself because if that pitch is away, he probably gets the swing and a miss. But by missing out over the plate, you give Evan a chance, and he takes full advantage.
Here's Tim Beckham. He's a little dribbler. Conley with the toss to first. And the Rays are out in the 5th with a hit and a man left. No runs. On to inning number 6. It's 2-1 Tampa Bay. Open the scoring in the first inning on back-to-back doubles by D. Gordon. And then Christian Yelich. And it stayed that way until the third.
Well, Mikey Montour got a pitch to his liking, would tie it up. The Rays would tack on another run to take the lead. And, you know, it goes back to that first inning. This is the Kevin Kiermaier 2-strike sac fly with the bases loaded. Matt Moore able to limit the damage in that first inning, and that has been the key and allowed the Rays to take this 2-1 lead.
Yeah, the impressive thing about Kiermaier, he got down in the count. Actually, that was a 1-2 count when he delivered that fly ball against the lefty. Here's Martin Prado, the third baseman, to lead it off for Miami. Upstairs, 1-0. With 75 pitches through 5 innings. Picks up a strike. Even the count at 1-1. Prado, Bohr, and Ozuna due up. Matt Moore coming off the 6 2/3 outing against Boston when he made 104 pitches. That's going to be a base hit. Prado got the bat out there and takes it the other way.
And the pitch was not meant to be away from Prado. And that's what gave him a chance. And he just flips that ball into right field. Leadoff single here for the Marlins. You see where Maile is set up and where that pitch ends up. How in the world he gets the bat? That ball probably 4 or 5 inches off the plate, away. Great coverage and puts more into the stretch.
Well, it's the first time they've had the leadoff man aboard in any inning since the first, when Gordon opened the game with a double. This pitch blocked by Maile. Justin Moore taking the curveball down. 1 ball, no strikes. Moore hit the ball into the shift his last time up to Beckham, who's over there in the hole between first and second. Strike. 1-1. So Cabrera on the first base side of second as well. This one, a double play ball. Longoria, Cabrera, Filoni. Well, that's a 5-6-3 double play.
And a nice job by Asdrubal Cabrera, not often taking a feed at that type of an angle. You know, playing shortstop, did play some second base last year for the Nationals, but look at this, he turns this just like you would expect a second baseman to, and efficiently done here by the Rays.
So the bases are clear with 2 outs on the double play. Marcell Ozuna shooting it up the right field line. That's going to be fair this time. Into the corner. Souza with the pickup. And Ozuna has a double, his second hit tonight.
How big is that double play looking?
Very big at the moment.
A 2-out opportunity here for the Marlins with Ozuna. This pitch away, and he just drives it. Lets that ball get into the zone a little bit later on the swing and able to power it into the right field corner.
Now Derek Dietrich. Dietrich on a broken bat, base hit, drop into center field in the 4th inning. Fastball to start him. And that's in there for a strike. It's 1-1. Six-year-old infielder Derek Dietrich takes ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. And a visit to the mound. Luke Maile talks it over with Matt Moore. Rays originally drafted Dietrich. He was coming out of Georgia Tech. He was in their system, in the Rays system, and then dealt to the Marlins. 2-1. Popper back at third. Well, took over the bullpen mound, but it's out of play. We go to 2-2. A young man with a souvenir. Nothing better than that.
Yeah, hide that thing is right.
Well, there he is. Gets a souvenir. It makes his TV debut.
And still better on the smartphone than I am.
A ground ball foul off the front of the dugout. Still 2-2. Well, you think about that. That's a good night. Come to the ballpark. Foul ball. TV exposure.
They're now tweeting about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, no. Wait a minute. Careful.
It's going to go right back down the shirt.
2-2 is popped up. Longoria coming in. Makes the catch to retire the side. Couple hits and a man left. They do not score. We're headed into the home half of the sixth. 2-1 Tampa Bay.
Cash will be part of our broadcast tomorrow. It's our final Web Wednesday of the year. And in our Ask the Announcer segment, not only can you ask Dwayne and BA questions throughout the night, but we'll pick one special question to ask the manager, Kevin Cash, tomorrow. So here's the deal. You can send them to sunsportsrays@gmail.com via email, or send them via Twitter to @FoxSportsRays, a new Twitter handle. That's tomorrow night, guys. Kevin Cash will be answering at least one question from a viewer, and the fans have not quit. They have taken it straight to the game 162. They were strong last weekend in Boston, and we'll see how they do again tomorrow to wrap up our Web Wednesday. Back to you.
All right. Well, you never know what the next development on a Web Wednesday might be, and that's a pretty good opportunity right there.
So who gets final say on the question that is asked of Kevin Cash?
That's a good question.
Because you can expect that they're going to roll in, and there's going to be a lot of them. It's going to have to be honed down to the very best of the best. Who makes the call? I know it's not either of us.
No, because we just don't have that authority. We'd have to go to, say, the producer. Probably the producer and Todd will get together. There's a 2-1 pitch hit deep the right side, and that is a foul ball. Cabrera making a bid for an opposite field home run down the line.
Well, I'm looking forward to that, because that will be the first time that our producer and Todd Callis got together on anything this year.
It's taken this long, but it's a major breakthrough.
Closing strong. Yeah, that's what it's about.
It's like they come. 2-2 the count here on Cabrera. It's a foul ball. We're hearing that Emily might also have something to say about that.
She would have to be the tiebreak.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Best 2 out of 3.
Step over toe hold. Full count now, 3-2. So that's tomorrow, and it'll be the middle of the third when we get to Kevin Cash, and had a question put to the Rays manager. Souza Jr. next, then Loney, a 3-2 again to Cabrera. Pops it up. Missed the pitch, and it's caught in foul territory by Prado. So Cabrera thought he had a pretty good pitch there. Wasn't real happy.
No, well, that's that fastball that's back in and elevated. That's a tough pitch from the arm angle that Conley creates. I don't know if I would want that one.
Steven Souza Jr. There's a hot shot. That's going to be fair. Hit it hard enough to keep it just fair. Souza's on his way to second with the 2-base hit. It's 15th double of the year, and the Rays, just like that, with 1 out in the inning, have a man in scoring position.
There's that slider again. This one stays up. Not a lot of depth to it. And that allows Souza Jr. to put a good swing on it and just keep it fair. And the one thing you want to do if you're the Rays, you've got the lead 2-1. Start extending that lead as you move towards the back end of the game. And you got a great shot to do it now.
James Loney, 1 for 2 tonight. Dropped a base hit just out of the reach of Martin Prado his last time. The pitch taken for a ball. Well, only now up to 90 pitches.
And you look out there, Marcell Ozuna is shading a little bit over towards right center. If Conley's going to pitch,
it's a chopper down to first, and Moore's going to take that one unassisted over to third. Goes Souza Jr.
Yeah, that's an interesting defensive setup against Loney, because we see a lot of teams play him over into left center field, because if you're going to stay away from him, he shoots the ball the other way, and a lot of times when he goes the other way, it's in the air. That was a different defensive setup than we've seen against James Loney all season long. Their internals must be a little different.
Collect them, interpret them. There's Kevin Kiermaier. Ball popping away, but not far enough to give Souza a chance to come down the line. Kiermaier drove in a run with a fly ball in the 4th inning. It'll take more than that here with 2 outs in the 6th. One ball, one strike. Off the plate end. 2-1. Now it's 3 balls and a strike. Two. Full count here on Kiermaier. And a chop. This could be a tough play. Close at first. Just got it. Boy, Kiermaier going down that line. That was very, very close. And Kevin Cash out of the dugout here. And I think he wants to get a little more information before he lets that one go.
That's a potential run for the Rays, and they're not going to do anything about it. But I'll tell you what, Kiermaier's speed forces the defense to be perfect.
This is how close it was at first. Still 2-1 Tampa Bay. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. By the Florida Department of Transportation, who reminds you to drive sober or get pulled over. And by Checkers, epic meals, epic deals. We're at Tropicana Field tonight, moving into the 7th inning. Matt Moore on the hill facing the Marlins catcher, J2 Realmuto. First pitch is a strike. Ichiro Suzuki next, and then Donovan Solano. Xavier Cedeno up in the Rays bullpen. And a bouncer through the right side, wide open against the shift. And Realmuto has himself a base hit.
Well, those are the hits as a pitcher that you get so frustrated with when you look at Tim Beckham right here over on the shortstop side of second base and all that room on the right, and Realmuto just chops that 5-hopper out into right field. Leadoff base runner in a 1-run game.
Ichiro Suzuki grounded out to short and to first. Ground ball to first, comes up on Loney. Out at second, and no throw back to first base. They get the lead man.
Boy, how about the job by James Loney to stay with that, snatch that ball out of the air, and then make a quick, accurate throw right here. No time, get it, throw it. Right on the money. That's a heck of a job by James Loney.
You know, things are happening quickly, but you can just imagine for Loney, it's almost slow motion.
And you're saying to yourself, I've got to get it out
That's
here.
Right. I mean, if it makes any sense to slow down a quick play, he seems to have that ability. Donovan Solano. Strike one, swing and a miss. It's Brian Ellington up in the bullpen for Miami. Foul back, 0-2. One on, one out. Solano twice has been victimized by Moore with the strikeout. Has him down 2 strikes this time. Ground ball second. Beckham, Cabrera 1, first base 2. Rays get their second straight double play in the last 2 innings. This one a 4-6-3 to end the 7th. Nicely done. 7th inning stretch time here at Tropicana Field. It's 2-1 Tampa Bay. Thank you, fans, for helping us to raise up for our community this year. It's a special thank you. Giving all Rays fans a Raise Up bandana while supplies last. Friday, October 2nd, when the Rays take on the Blue Jays. Hope you'll continue to tell us how you raise up throughout the offseason with hashtag Raise Up and at RaiseUp@RaysBaseball.com. New pitcher, Brian Ellington. Big right-hander. His first pitch to Luke Maile is a fastball in there at 97.
Well, big arm from Ellington coming in here for Adam Conley. Threw the ball well. Didn't get a lot of support, but just 2 runs given up in 6 innings. So a nice job by the young lefty, continuing his streak of good starts.
Well, we see a 97-mile-per-hour fastball followed by an 80-mile-per-hour curveball. There's the line on Conley. And the strikeout. Well, that's got a little something behind it there, that fastball.
Yeah, a very good fastball, the breaking ball, and then even better, 98 miles an hour up in the zone and right by Luke Maile.
Well, the top of the order, Brandon Guyer. High octane right there. Pretty good arm right here. Ellington has come out firing that baseball in the upper 90s. Ball, 2 strikes.
Now this is where you would fully expect Ellington to elevate the heater here, right after that curveball up in the count 1 and 2. Oh, just play around.
Out on strikes, breaking ball.
I guess that's how I would be thinking. If I get 97 to 99,
yep,
it'd be hard to get veer away from that pitch.
Yeah,
absolutely. Well, just as effective with the breaking ball, not the best spot, but you know when you've got to pull that trigger quick, you can get away with some mislocation as he did right there.
Ball, no strikes. Xavier Cedeno throwing again in the bullpen. The ball to Mata. 2-0 the count. That one on the scoreboard hit 100 from Ellington. He had Tommy John surgery when he was a senior in high school. Missed his senior year. It's 2-1.
Matsuk hammered that ball right off the front foot. Already seen a ball off the foot doing Logan Forsythe for the night. Right off the front of that ankle.
And he skies it. It's a foul ball and will be playable into the stands. Prado down there after that one, and he hangs on to it. Not an easy play and not an easy landing, and that's a great play by Prado. Headed toward the stands on a towering pop foul, and into the stands he goes and hangs on. Altuve retired on this great catch by Martin Prado. Look at that again. Degree of difficulty off the charts and a tip of the cap to Prado. Ball game here with the Rays holding the lead. Miami coming in to bat in the 8th inning. Matt Moore departs after 7 innings of 7-hit 1-run baseball in favor of the left-hander Xavier Cedeno. And D. Gordon leads off for the Marlins. Takes the first pitch for a strike. A good outing for Matt Moore here, 3rd straight.
Yeah, it could not have really gone any better for Matt. You know, he got into some trouble, pitched his way out of it, got a couple of ground ball double plays, limited that damage in the 1st inning. That's been the key to his entire outing. You remember it started double, and then a ground ball back to Matt that he threw into center field. And Marlins only able to get 1 run out of all of that, and now he gives way here late with the lead.
Cedeno quickly ahead of Gordon. Gordon puts it into play. Bounder to second. Beckham still in time. Well, we'll take a quick look at Matt Moore's evening. Leaves with a chance to be the winner.
Well, you know, he talked about the breaking ball's been coming around for him. You saw a cutter right there. He just mixed his pitches well. Moved the ball around the zone, made pitches when he needed to, got some help from his defense on plays like that, and Matt Moore can certainly leave this ball game with his head held high. 7 strong innings. Not a ton of strikeouts, but did need him here tonight.
And another step forward. Really good to see him put 3 very good outings back to back to back.
I think that I speak for both of us. You'd be shocked to see him again this season because of that.
Beckham a nice pickup, and the throw stays down. Gets by Loney, and Yelich is aboard. So with 1 out, the Marlins have a base runner.
Well, you know you've got to rush your throw with Yelich, with D. Gordon. Those guys running up the base paths. And that throw a little bit wide and gets under the glove of James Loney.
Just didn't come up enough. So that's a base hit for Yelich. And that's going to be it for Cedeno. Rays will make a pitching change with Martin Prado due up. Kubota. To find a participating dealer, go to FloridaKubotaDealers.com. By Fitbit, the #1 fitness tracker now with heart rate. And by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. Alex Colomé on to face Prado. Yelich at first, one gone. A fastball for a strike. 42nd appearance for Colomé. With a mark of 6-5. This one will get away from Mealy, and down to second goes Yelich.
That head trouble right out of the hand written all over it. And that's going to be a mid-90s fastball that Colomé is going to spike into the dirt. A lot of times it gets there so quick, catchers don't have time to try to block it. They got to try to backhand it and scoop it, and Mealy not able to do that, and that allows the Marlins to get Yelich with some speed out into scoring position.
So the single by Yelich, the wild pitch by Colomé. And a base hit headed up the middle, charged by Kiermaier. Yelich will score without a play, and it's a 2-2 ball game.
That may be the first time all season long we've seen Kevin Kiermaier not try to airmail the guy out at the plate. I think he realized smartly that there was no way that he was going to get Yelich, and if he let it fly, he risked Ozuna here, or excuse me, Prado, from getting out to second base with an overthrow. And so he comes in, thinks about it, and then thinks better of it. This game's tied.
Well, you keep the double play in order that way, and you keep the potential go-ahead run out of scoring position. Good decision. Justin Bour. That's a strike at the knees. The run charged to Cedeno. So the starters out of this game insofar as a decision is concerned. 0-2. Brian Morris down in the bullpen for Miami. Fouled back. Still 2 strikes. One and two. Colomé pitched an inning Sunday. Gave up a couple hits and a run. And a check. Bour did not go. 2-2. Count still right there, 2-2 with a pitch fouled.
Oh, this is the main power threat in this lineup. Bohr with 23. You talked earlier, the next highest 10. So very dangerous. Colomé giving him a little bit of everything in this at bat and continues to stay alive.
And he strikes him out. That had some depth to it.
And he decided to go with the off-speed pitch there. You see that right there. The split kind of yanks it a little bit down and in, and you see Bohr way, way out in front and well over the top of it.
So two away now, and here's Ozuna. Swing and a miss by Ozuna. He has a single and a double. He's 2 for 3. Upstairs, 1-1. So 2 outs. With Prado the runner at first. It's now 1-2. Into the dirt, blocked by Maley. It's 2-2. Two lefties started this game. Adam Conley for Miami, Matt Moore for the Rays. Tapper foul. Derek Dietrich is on deck. Matt Moore's chances of picking up a win gone. This one in the hands of Alex Colomé right now. Fouled up the right side behind Perry Hill, their first base coach, and down toward the bullpen. So he strikes out Ozuna on the heels of getting Bohr with the split. Evan Longoria will open the bottom of the 8th. This game is tied 2-2. selected the Data Strong fan photo of the game, so tweet your strongest fan photo to hashtag SS Data Strong Fan for a chance to be featured in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. Ryan Morris, the new pitcher for Miami, on for the 65th time.
60 innings of work, 46 strikeouts to go along with 26 walks. There's 2 home runs given up in those 60 innings.
So Evan Longoria takes the first pitch, and that's healthy in there at 97 for a strike. One and one. Brad Boxberger loosening in the bullpen. Ground ball back at third, and it's backhanded by Prado. He had him shaded toward the line, positioned perfectly, trying to prevent the extra base hit, and he prevents a base hit here.
There you go, no doubles, you get close. Tricky little backhanded hop here, though. That in-between hop, but well played by Prado for the first out. You're trying to make your decision. Do I charge it? Do I play back? Do I even have time to do that? It's not an easy play.
Well, now John Jaso will pinch hit for Tim Beckham. Jaso hitting against Morris. And a ground ball to second, gets through Gordon. That'll be an error, and the Rays get a base runner in the 8th.
Boy, what a gift. What a gift.
Only the 6th error all year committed by Gordon.
And I'll guarantee you this has got to be the most routine of them. I mean, there is nothing much easier than that. You see even D. Gordon going down to a knee. He's got Jaso running. He just came up a little bit too soon, and that ball sneaks right through the 5-hole.
So now Nick Franklin will run with Jaso after Jaso reaches on the error. One on, one out for Asdrubal Cabrera. Pitch is a ball. A left-hander, Dunn, up in the bullpen for the Marlins. Two and 0.
You know, they say when you get to be around 50% in the ground ball rate, you're considered a ground ball pitcher. Brian Morris this season has hit 61.6% ground balls. That explains why only 2 home runs given up in 60 innings, and why in situations like this he is looking for another ground ball to the middle infield, looking for a double play.
And there's a high fly ball back into deep right. Ichiro to the wall. It's gone. Cabrera hits it out. 2-0. And the Rays take a 4-2 lead.
Just the 3rd home run given up. A 2-0 count. Cabrera, what does he want? He wants something elevated. See something up in the zone. You don't get many of these pitches from Morris, but here you do. That ball, look at that, right up by the belt, and he's able to crank that thing out of here and give the Rays. He knew it too.
And here is Steven Souza Jr. in the aftermath of that blast by Cabrera. The check swing foul ball. You know, the Rays have not seen a lot of Morris. He spent part of last year with Pittsburgh and then came over and was just lights out with the Marlins. A little roller, third base side. Prado with a wide throw, but he kept his foot on the bag as the call. Moore reaching to right field. He's called out by Jerry Davis. And the Rays will want to look at that.
Yeah, and it certainly looked in real time like Justin Bour in diving for that ball. The foot came off the bag before the ball was into the glove. So you can understand this look. And when we get a look at the replay, it'll be pretty definitive, I think.
So Kevin Cash would like them to take a look at it. Did he stay or did he go?
That might be stay. That might be stay. I tell you what, the fact that he was already called out, I don't see that you could overturn that.
No, I think it's going to be difficult.
Yep, it's worth taking a shot, but yeah, I don't expect that to go well for the Rays at all.
Call made by Jerry Davis, the crew chief, down at first base. So they'll take a look at that. We're talking about how effective Brian Morris had been. And there are a string of Rays hitters with just 2 at-bats against him. That might be the best look right there.
Ball's in the back of the glove. The foot is on the bag. This is going to be an easy. There you go.
Souza is indeed the second out of the inning. So the veteran crew chief right on that call. But back to the point on Morris, the Rays, all of their hitters combined had 3 hits total off Morris, and all were singles until the home run by Cabrera. And here's James Loney. That's a strike. So it's a 4-2 ball game right now in the bottom of the 8th. For Cabrera, his 14th home run of the year. Two strikes. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's what's coming up tomorrow on Rays Live, the pregame show presented by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. Here's Smiley on the hill. We'll hear from him. And Orestes will break down the first baseman, Justin Bour, who, as we mentioned last inning, has 23 home runs this year for the Marlins. He taps one foul. Boston holds a 7-4 lead on the Yankees in New York in the top of the 8th. Toronto and Baltimore postponed. St. Louis, Pittsburgh postponed. Minnesota and Cleveland postponed. So that will affect some pitching. Loney right back over Morris, and it's picked up by Solano, and they get him there at first. So the Rays are out in the 8th, but the Cabrera home run has put the Rays on top. They lead by 2, 4-2, as we go into the 9th. You see the line, the Rays leading 4-2 on one swing of the bat from Asdrubal Cabrera, breaking the 2-2 tie in the bottom of the 8th. Coming up on Rays Live, the postgame presented by Checkers. Don't forget, Todd and Orestes will anchor the coverage. We'll hear from Kevin Cash, his press conference, and Emily Austin will have interviews from the clubhouse. Brad Boxberger on for the Rays, and a cut and a miss by Derek Dietrich. 67 the pairs for Boxberger. One ball, one strike. Cut and a miss. Fastball, and it's now 1-2. Swing and a miss. Dietrich strikes out for the first out in the 9th inning. We'll come to the Trop Saturday to watch the Rays and the Blue Jays when all fans receive a Rays Oktoberfest freezer mug presented by GTE Financial while supplies last. And DJ Steve Aoki takes the field for a post-game concert. For tickets, call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com. JT Realmuto, the catcher. One strike to count. He had a base hit in the 7th. Colomé and Morris are the pitchers of record. Boxberger trying to close it. high pop fly. Kiermaier coming in to take care of that. 2 gone. So 2 up, 2 down in the 9th inning. The hitter will be Ichiro Suzuki. Suzuki 0 for 3. Shot down the right side, foul. So one more souvenir before this game concludes. Little tap, third base side. Longoria's tossed to first, and the Rays win it. A 1-2-3 night for Boxberger, and the Rays take the first game of this series 4-2, notching their 76th win of the year, provided on the home run by Asdrubal Cabrera. For the Rays tonight, 4 runs, 6 hits, 1 error with 6 men left. For the Marlins, 2 runs, 9 hits, 1 error, and 6 men left. Alex Colomé will pick up the victory. Colomé is now 7-5. Moore is the losing pitcher, dropping his record to 5-4. A save for Boxberger. Brad Boxberger picks up number 39 in the save department. Took 2 hours and 27 minutes to play this game before 9,150 at Tropicana Field. And the Rays come away with a victory. After the Marlins had scored a run in the first, the Rays got one back in the third on the Mikey Mautuk home run. Kiermaier drove in a run with a fly ball in the fourth. Marlins got a run in the eighth, and Asdrubal Cabrera provided the Rays the margin of victory. Let's go to Todd Callis on the field right now.
Thanks, Dwayne. With Asdrubal Cabrera and Cabby, you guys were tied up there in the 8th inning. You came up in a big spot. Tell us about that at bat and getting a win to start this series.
Yeah, I mean, he's a very good pitcher. He just starts with a breaking ball. I know he got a heavy fastball. So
watch your cap, by the way. Watch your cap. Didn't want to ruin the gamer for you, but go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, that was a fastball. He threw me 2-0 count, so, and that's the one I'm looking for.
When you look back on your season, are you proud of the way you fought this year? Because you had a big hill to climb to get to where your numbers are now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the kind of player say that it's not how you start, it's how you finish. I'm really excited. I'm enjoying this game a lot. I know of the end of the year, the numbers going to be over there. So,
how would you describe Kevin Cash when you hit your 100th home run in Boston? Talked about how happy he was to be a part of it. And we don't know what the future holds, but how would you describe the 2015 season, playing for Cash and playing with the Rays?
Yeah, that was, I mean, I'm really excited to be here. I mean, Kevin Cash is a great person. He is starting to do a good manager, to be I hope he's going to be a good manager when. I mean, I'm really excited to be here.
Yeah, it was fun to watch you come back this year, Cabby. Thank you very much, and congrats on the big home run tonight.
Thank you, man.
All right, guys, back to you.
All right, Asdrubal Cabrera with the home run. The Rays are winners tonight, 4-2 over the Miami Marlins. Well, Brian Anderson, Todd Callis, and the rest of our crew, this is Dwayne Stats. Great to have you with us. Hope you've enjoyed the telecast. Rays and the Marlins tomorrow on Sun Sports. Our coverage begins at 6:30. Rays Live, the postgame presented by Checkers, comes your way next. Stay tuned for all the fun. 4-2, Rays win.